I think my favorite part would be getting to experience a new culture, getting to learn new words, meet new people, eat new foods, even though that kind of messed with my stomach. But still, it was good to experience something that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
My favorite part was probably making the hash browns for before the campers got there, because it was like me and Ellie making hash browns. It was really fun.
My favorite part is when I feel like I'm connected to Jesus more because of our service, because Jesus was a servant, and I feel more Christ-like when I'm being a servant like Jesus was.
My favorite part was probably like seeing all the kids being happy that they like finally have a place to go where they can like learn about God and where they can just like be themselves and be kids and not have to worry about anything.
Just like seeing all the smiles on the kids' faces when we were just like how happy they were in their circumstances was just really cool. Playing soccer with them was really fun and stuff like that.
So on mission trips in general, the youth group really opens up and becomes really receptive to everyone, and it becomes less like cliquey or anything like that, and the whole youth group is very like compatible.
Okay, so the theme of our trip was seek and find, and so you got to seek the world, and that's what we did. We went to another country, and there's a quote about how as Christians, you know, we're not supposed to stay home and be happy with Christianity. We got to go battle, we got to go preach. That's what we're called to do, share love like that, and bring it to the world, show the world Christ.
National mission trip is so cool because you're totally out of your comfort zone, and even though at Camp of the Hills we're serving people and it's new to most people, we're still in Texas, you still get that kind of home feel. But when you're going to a different country like Guatemala, it's just completely different. The culture's different, the people are different, and it can be scary, but it can also be a wonderful thing. And just getting to know people that are different from you can be such an important part of building God's kingdom.
I think mission trips, especially Camp of the Hills in particular, that's where bonding starts between the youth group, and that's where a lot of relationships develop. That's very important to the youth group, and that makes us a family. You can't say that anywhere else.
I just saw a lot of different parts of people that I don't usually see at a routine week in the life of single youth. And even for myself, I saw different parts of myself that don't usually get to come out at the weekly live wire. And so I think that's good that we get to see our best and our worst at this really awesome.
I really learned like how God works, God puts these kids in the right place at the right time, and maybe they hear something that they really needed to hear to just be wow, I really needed that, and maybe they'll be really influenced by Jesus, and they'll really just see how good God really is.
I think that it's about my faith. I didn't know how good God was until after that, because the crucifixion scene was really powerful, and it was awesome. Just seeing what he went through just for me, to die on the cross is just amazing.
One thing I learned at Guatemala and stuff is it's easier to hear God when you're listening. It's just become this point in my life where I want God to say specific things, and I get really frustrated when I'm not seeing signs for that or anything, and the truth is I'm not actually listening to him, I'm just listening to what I want him to say. And it's become a lot easier to do what he wants me to do by trying to be receptive to that.
That it doesn't matter what family you come from or who you are or whatever, God still loves you, and he's always going to be there, and no matter what happens, you can always find your way back to him.
Learn that he works in everybody. He's everywhere. Just like I said earlier about the smiles on the kids' faces and just how happy they were, and where they were living, it just wasn't the best conditions, but everyone was so joyful still.
I think, well, for me at least, I don't know how hard it is for other people, but trusting God is really hard because it's not, tangible. But for me, getting to go first year this year, and I'm not a junior high student, it was really cool for me to continue to build that trust. So I think that's probably how I got to see him most, because it was kind of, for a lot of people, it was their pinpointing moment where like I kind of like formed into who I can be.
So going to Guatemala, it sounds very cliche, but just going to a country where people have so little is an amazing reminder of all the things that we don't need in life that we think we need. And just living my life going forward, I'm going to try to just remember the priorities in my life. And you don't need everything to be happy, but to have those key things in your life is what really matters.
I really want to be really inclusive towards others and trying to build those crucial relationships not only at camp but like even in like December, you know, just out of the blue. So yeah.
Definitely made me more of a optimistic person, despite like in the midst of hard work and fatigue, I can still have a positive attitude, and that I feel like that's really valuable to me and for anyone else that would have that. Also, how to be flexible with things, like if something doesn't go your way, you know, okay, we can figure something else out. We don't need, it's not the end of the world.
Throughout my many years of coming on these mission trips, like Nicaragua, Camp the Hills, first off, I got important relationships that I can never get anywhere else. You know, this is my second family here. The other thing I got was I got a lot closer to God. I learned who He is, what He is, and that's very important in my spiritual life. That's something that I can take with me forever. I also learned the importance of serving others, putting others before yourself.